Hello and welcome back to the AfterTap channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you the 10 things you are probably forgetting to clean. Planning this video for a little while, and I've been writing down little things that I've noticed that I skip over in my cleans and save them specifically for today. So I'm going to take you through those, and hopefully it will inspire you or remind you to clean some of these 10 things. We are starting out in the kitchen, and I noticed and actually just cleaned these things because I couldn't even wait to film it. So your drains, I'm just gonna do this middle sink from here and then I'll show you closer. And I just cleaned this, but you unscrew it, and if you're like us, there's a ton of gunk on it. As you can see, the drain stopper from our island sink had a lot of buildup. So it's always a good idea to unscrew those to give it a proper wash. And if you're finding that you still have a smelly sink, see if you can undo your drain stoppers. I know for some of ours you can, and there's a lot of built up gunk in between the actual metal pieces. If soap and water doesn't work, just use vinegar and water and dump the drain in there for 10 minutes or so, and then simply wash it and use a Q-tip to get into all the nooks and crannies. You're gonna want a pair of gloves for this next one because you're probably forgetting to clean your toilet brush holder. I don't know when the last time I cleaned this was, but we're gonna do it now, and I'll sanitize the sink after. So here we go. There really is no explanation of how to do this. Just soap and water, rinse down the holder, and make sure it smells great. I also like to put a capful of Zaflora in the bottom of the holder, and this is just a disinfectant that will make your whole bathroom, if that's where you store it, smell amazing. I highly recommend, and I'll leave it linked below. You can probably guess what the next item is, or items are, based on what's in front of me, but it's your technology. How often do you go by a full week, or even really this should be a daily thing, but how often do you go by a full week without cleaning your phone and disinfecting it? Or your earpods, or your remote controller, or your laptop, things that we touch so often that we forget to clean. So I'll show you how to do that now. This is by far the longest section of this whole countdown, but it's such an important one. I'm just gonna take a dryer sheet and wipe down the computer, and then take diluted vinegar and water in a spray bottle to wipe down the screen, wipe down the outside, and wipe down the bottom of your laptop, as that is where it sits all the time, and you might have gunk or food or who knows what on the bottom. Next, I'm going to take a Q-tip, which just is sprayed again with that water and vinegar, and go in between each and every key. And I know this is tedious, but it is so worth it. The amount of germs that will build up on your keyboard is just ridiculous. And when you're done, you can just wipe it down again, and you're all set to go. Similar thing for all of our technology. Our earbuds we have to be pretty careful with though, especially when it comes to the actual speaker and charger bits. I wouldn't use the diluted vinegar on those bits on a Q-tip. I would only use the diluted vinegar and water for the outside bits, nothing internal for the technology. And this is so gross, I'm sorry, but there was actually earwax on my AirPods. So if you do have these, I highly suggest you try and see what you can come up with, because it's quite gross. Next, your phone. It is not enough to just wipe it down with a Lysol wipe when you get home. Take off the case and wash the case separately, because This is where all the buildup happens. So when I took off the case, I saw where the case was sitting and where the buttons are. There's such buildup and dirt that got stuck in between the phone and the actual case. So it's always a good idea to do this. I would say weekly, but wipe down your phone daily if possible. Last for the technology section is your remotes. Just like your keyboards, this gets a lot of gunk buildup, and it's always a good idea to take a Q-tip and go through any nooks and crannies. I know this side bit of my remote had a lot of dirt in it. I can't remember the last time I did this. Another thing you might be forgetting to clean are your plants. So your plants actually need to be dusted if they're inside, because if you don't dust them and you get a thick layer of dust on top, then they're not going to have photosynthesis as well as they would if they were outside, because when they're outside, there's wind, there's rain, there's all sorts of things. Inside, they get none of that. So we need to help them a bit and create the rain for them. So this is just some water, and I'm going to use a dryer sheet to pick up some of the dust. Then I'm going to spray them with water, and then it's up to you. You can go over with microfiber cloth to really make it shiny, or you can just leave it with the water on it. On bigger leaves like this, I find that leaves some water drip marks, and if you don't want that, then you might want to go over to dry it. Number 6 is your floor vents. I know this is something that I personally always forget because it's quite hidden, but just go in with your vacuum and your same vinegar and water mixture, which is the theme of today's clean, and just give it a good wipe. There's actual garbage in the air vent. This is why you can't skip this stuff. That is where all the air that you are breathing goes, and it's going through garbage. Number 5 is workout equipment. Particularly my yoga mat gets really bad. So I'm just using soap and water as directed from the Lululemon website and wiping it all down, then going back over with just water to rinse off any soap that's left. But don't forget about your weights, your resistant bands, all that stuff that gets super sweaty and grimy. Coming in at number 4, we have your second lint trap. Yes, there are often 2 lint traps, and my second one is outside, but it's different for everybody. So try to figure out where your second one is and make sure you empty it often because it is a fire hazard. Number 3 is something I cannot believe I have never done before, but it's cleaning your diffuser. And I was blown away with how much gunk was actually in there. So I'm just unplugging it, taking it to the sink, using simple soap and water, being careful to block the plug hole with my finger while I'm washing, just so that nothing gets into the electronic bit of it. So I'm just rinsing it out, and the residue around the corners of the inside of the diffuser were disgusting. So again, using a Q-tip to go around that is a really good idea, and then I get to fill it and enjoy it. And I'm not gonna lie, I think it was working better. Like there was a lot more steam coming up, or whatever it is, the oil diffusing coming out of the machine. So I don't know, give it a try, let me know what you think. Number 2 is so important, your light switches. You touch these almost every day, and when is the last time you cleaned them? I'm just using a hand sanitizer / surface sanitizer I got from a local distillery and a Q-tip to go through all the nooks and crannies. Last but certainly not least is your throw pillow covers and your blankets. If you're like me, blankets are easy to remember, but the slip covers for my throw pillows, I do not wash these enough. So think about how often you wash your bed sheets, probably once a week. You should be doing that with your throw pillows too. So that is everything. I really hope that one or two of those reminders were helpful for you. And if you want other cleaning challenges or helpful reminders of things you sometimes forget to clean, follow me on Instagram at AfterTap, and I post that almost daily. So I'd love to have you join the little family over there. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.